Well, that's strange. This thing didn't record it. It stopped recording. Well, basically what I did was attack Hakuna Matata here, trying to keep him down to the pits of despair. And I guess a missile's coming in, so that should loosen him up as well. Loosen up his bowels. Bow, 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 bow. Do what? Do what? Do what? Do what? What? Bow, 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 bow. I guess some soldiers coming in, and soldiers being trained. So, Dragonian. Oh, good. Well, about my bottles, my mom says that I can't collect them anymore. I'm bringing them to the house, but she didn't say don't dig a pit near the gas station and bury the bottles there. See, you know how suburbia has those signs, or signs where you can bury things. Well, we're gonna try and dig a nice little hole, a nice little wide hole, because we want to make sure so their fat bags can fit in there too. Maybe a little bit enough for about deep enough and wide enough for at least a thousand bottles in their thousands. And we just dig the hole deeper. They have a plyboard there that's been sitting there for forever. That could be used as a little marker, so I don't forget where I also draw a little map too of where the bottles would be. And I draw the map there, and then contain lots of bottles there, and then bring them back home when it's time to collect. I will have to be using the skip the depot because I don't want to get my mom's car dirty, and besides her trunk is too small now. It's a sedan, but it's one of those sedans that has the smaller trunks. If it were like an old jalopy car, like an old hatchback hippie jalopy car, I wouldn't mind. In fact, I'm planning to get a utility car for that. A utility for all the suburban stuff that I get to do around the house. For that, then I get a business car for my work. For me, and then I give my wife the nice car as well. And in the meantime, we'll just sit back and relax and just enjoy the view. Coronavirus is still taking its toll on people. And Sukakas, I attacked this player called Kaka Nakak Nine Kakuna Unamatat. No, the ninth planet of the Kakuna Matat system, I suppose. One of the gas giants, none of the rocky planets. And then Kakuka Makana wrote down, attacking a kingdom in a sector? And he wrote down, is this a thing these days? I thought kingdoms in the same sector are supposed to be allied. And then Def on Swiftwings wrote down, yeah, that's a no-go, unless you're inactive, which you're obviously not. And then Gentle Giant wrote down, the new round starts as soon as you be able to restart with the rest. The new round starts as soon too, so you'll be able to start with the rest of us of a small size. I still highly recommend you check out the Discord channel, which is linked to the left. Most community is there and will help you if needed. Gentle Giant. That's a Discord channel right here, and well, I'm part of the community still. I'm the negative, toxic part of the community, member of the community, but I'm still I'm still welcome here. Dank still welcomes me. Crackle-Bit welcomes me still, and a whole bunch of other players that welcome me, and they're still talking about coronavirus and Mad Rage. With Mad Rage, I keep killing again. Mad Rage. Everyone's talking about team killing, or no, everyone's talking about coronavirus and lockdowns and government draconian measures of martial law and whatnot. So that's what I've been doing for the past 2 years, talking about our past 2 days of this since early last week, not past 2 days, since early like 2 weeks ago, about the whole self quarantine, about FEMA and all this other weird ass conspiracy theories. and criticizing each other's stances on different economical, social, economical power models, such as socialism, UK here, talking about EU and all this other weird shit like that. And I don't know. Seems like this disease is bringing up the most ugliest in all of us. Well, let's go see what the regulations are on us on what everything is on coronavirus here. Coronavirus this is how it is in Canada, by the way. Everywhere, and outbreaks and updates and high prevention and risk, and Donald Trump putting soldiers on our border. Coronavirus nearing 100,000 or 1,000 deaths in America, which is really sad. I mean, a lot of them are elders, and a lot of them brought us the hippie age. A lot of them are these okay boomers. They brought us all this rock because they're the ones who brought us rock and roll, us teenagers rock and roll, and gave us the whole idea to rebel against our parents. The whole Sid Vicious, not Sid Vicious, bad religion kind of rebel against the parents, kind of breaking the law kind of mentality, or ACAB mentality. A lot of our punk rock came from our baby boomers. A lot of our gothic grunge rock, a lot of our like the classic rockers like Dio and Bad Religion and all these anti-Catholic, anti-Christian ones. Sex Pistols, the Queen. Some of them were glam rock. Some of them were actually corporate rock. They're just a copy of a lot of them was grunge. It's basically a recording of human history in lyrical format, musical lyrical format. Instead of making a sculpture to represent what or some building, their art is music. I love classical music. In fact, my wife got me a harmonica. There's a harmonica in this room somewhere. I'm gonna try picking that up. And the Calgary Stampeders, the Stampede should actually host some extra events, square dancing, and if they want to go total Western, they should have square dancing competitions, jig dancing competitions, which is very popular amongst part of the Métis culture, and they do have these kind of events over at Indigenous the Elbow River Camp. It used to be called the Indian Village, but now it's called Elbow River Camp, to be less derogatory. And they should actually, and then they have a midway for those who aren't into cowboy and playing cowboy and Indians. They have not into Western or Indigenous culture. That's part of the Stampede, though. But Stampede is Calgary's now an urbanized city, heavily urbanized city, so you have lots of things. I don't think they'll have Stampede this year. They may have to postpone it. We'll see at the end of spring, because normally springtime is when all these diseases start to fuck off. The heat kind of destroys the germs. So we're entering springtime now. I mean, the days are longer. It's more warmer. We're at let's see if we keep this number low. We're nearing 500,000 people though. That's a Lulu. See, we're hearing this. This should go down. Hopefully we'll find the breaking point and go. Coo! Yeah, USA, new deaths, unfortunately. It's also because people are breaking quarantine. A lot of these Christian churches are saying, God will protect us. We don't need to live. We don't follow man's rule here. And they go and especially Iran. And the thing is, you think Iranian people are like all these engineers, all these petroleum engineers. They have a rational head. I mean, Tehran is able to be like this high tech country of weaponry and engineering and architecture and high tech stuff. I mean, people were even in Alatoya, even in the Shah's Iran, which is really high tech and really high culture, like lots of math, lots of women were architects and doing math back then, and And Persia was actually, Persia's always been a epicenter of one of the epicenters of Islam, and Islamic people were really smart, like high tech and stuff. I mean, they had spy glasses, they had instruments, they had surgical stuff, they had the classical world that they're rediscovering the classical world just as the Renaissance had, and I don't know, somehow altered the shit. I don't know how or why, because all of this technology we have now, all this math, these Arabic algebra and stuff came from this culture. All these formulaic and surgery and stuff, and uh, that's the nature of empires. The empires are very well endowed with wealth and stuff, and they're able to use that wealth to continue flourishing the arts and science. A&S, the Bachelors of Arts and Science. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna upgrade my math skills while I'm working with in the field. I'm going to enlighten myself and try to get some math. Try to own this planet. That's our responsibility as human beings, as individuals, is that we take a piece of this planet with us when we leave. We experience it, and then sadly, when the last cell neuron atrophies and dies out and turns into black dust, um, and AKA worm food. Yes, worms go into our brains, and everything that we have seen and done and smelled and have sex, and all the good and bad, experiences that are chemical neurons becomes worm food. All this desk here, this table here, my school notes, my pen, my pencil sharpener, all of this becomes. It's how we are able to experience it in the present by doing shit. That's any shit, cooking, sex, team killing. And sadly for these elders, these boomers are dying in droves, and younguns and middle ones. Oh, we got to come up with a better disease. But the doctors are working at it. They're working 24/7, working tirelessly to solve it, while other workers are trying to keep us fed. These migrant workers, these farmers and whatnot, all over the world around, especially Mexican farmers. So Mexican migrant laborers are working. They're coming into this. They're coming into this crazy country full of germs. This is actually a pretty high number. We've reached 1,000 already. So. May there not, God willing, may there not be 1,000 more, and God willing, may there be not another 3,000 here. God willing for Italy, this number is not number. Let's keep this square blank, shall we? In the meantime, we're continuing to study, continuing to write our papers, continuing to carry on as if nothing's happened, but everything has changed. Lower Ninth Ward, Lower Ninth.org has ceased their construction projects until this blows over. Down in New Orleans, and I plan to work with them for a whole year actually, and I plan to drive down there with a truck, and then I'll donate the mini truck. I'll paint it the Mardi Gras colors too, the Lower Nine colors too. And it'll be an older truck that nobody wants to steal. It's worthless, but we can still upgrade it. It's still environmentally friendly. It's still upgradable. It still has some comforts. This is so the team leader can take it for getting groceries for our huge for the house, which is a huge ass house. Two, going to a movie. On the weekends. We should go as a group as a movie. That's the whole point. You don't have to be part of the group. I mean, but still, I mean, it's bonding. That's the whole point of this. You meet with another human being. That you meet with another neighbor. They're not my neighbors. Well, national wise, they're my neighbors, but they're not my neighbors. But actually, I know them. And then building supplies especially, those nails are heavy. And I suggest that they have a salvage team. One team that goes into the wood and see what we can't really salvage rotten fungi wood, but you can salvage the nails. And we should have a little workroom in the workroom where we just go grab all the good nails and go bing 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 to it with a hammer. and it's tedious work. I know it sucks, but it'll recycle. The whole point is that lower nine becomes very. What I also want to do is also want to give them a new furnace. I mean, they've been at it for 15 years, so at least their furnace is going rusted and all melted and full of goo, rust and goo. So get them a new furnace, give them some new stuff. I'll be saving up for that as well. Because there's people living at the lower nine headquarters, and why New Orleans? Well, I don't know. Something is dragging me there. Something is. I've never been there. I hear the food's good. The lower nine volunteers look like they're having fun, building stuff and doing stuff. So looks like they're enjoying themselves, having fun. So I want to experience that, before I return back to civilian, like settle down civilian life. I'm a nomad. I'm very nomadic. I go from here to there, here to there. My main home base is here in Calgary, in this house, studying for the next adventure. And you always go out. Do that with your life. Just go out and see some people. Go out and see something, and stick their picture up on your ofrenda. Your little ofrenda shrine in your living room. And they're all all your relatives, all non-relatives come and go, hey, who's all these people and stuff? And you're like, I don't know. And you're saying, oh, those are just the people I met. And then now they're inside your head for a long time until you live, as long as you live. And may you live a very, very long time. May you live very comfortable and healthy. Eat your yogurt. Eat lots of yogurt to be healthy. Eat your greens. Eat greens too. I know. Veggies suck. They're bitter and they suck and they smell funny. Eat them. And then keep your gut flora happy. And they in turn keep you happy by producing serotonin. Actually, serotonin is created in the guts. It's not it's created everywhere, but it's mostly created in the guts. I can assume it's made in the liver. I can assume that it's made in the guts where the liver, where all those nutrients are dissolved. They all go back into your brain, and it all gets sort of little sacs called neural sacs, postsynaptic axion sacs, and whatever the hell it's called. And when we do drugs or when we have fun, these sacs go pop, and it sprays fizzy soda into your head. That's essentially what does happen. And the more good deeds you do, then the more you enjoy this group. So looks like China's locked down. So Italy, hopefully this will stay blank. So anyways, this is death, this is team killing, and well, oh my god, ramen. I love the ramen with the eggs and luncheon meat. And then you boil. I'm talking about ramen for some reason. Oh, it's a long time ago they were talking about ramen. So in my case, I'm going to continue studying now and doing my assignment because I'm really running behind. So thank you for watching my show. We're gonna be right back with you.